Hey guys, I'm Bally.
I'm Mark.
We're here at the Smash Factory in London, Ontario. We're going to continue our driver fitting today. We're doing a series. This is number 2.
Yeah.
So today we're going to do Callaway. Callaway's got 4 drivers in the lineup. So we're going to test the Max D, which is their draw version. The Max, which is essentially just the big,
The most forgiving one.
forgiving version.
Yep.
Max LS, which is the low spin.
Yeah.
And then the Max, or rather the Triple Diamond LS, which is much more fade bias.
Yeah, kind of a tour-inspired shape, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones that a lot of guys on tour like that shape, and that's kind of what they've come out with in the lineup this year for us regular folks.
Yeah, before it was really difficult to get Triple Diamond heads. They were really only for the tour, or you know, we had access to them as fitters. Now they're making it more,
which is
more
nice.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There are people that need them. So.
For sure. It's a great driver.
Yeah, so let's go get slamming some golf balls and see what we get.
Let's do it.
All right.
We've got a few different shafts we're going to test out and kind of see what's going to be best for them. But we'll start off here and see what we get. Let's see it.
Let's get the body moving a bit.
Let's see it. Okay.
Low on the face.
Yeah, good ball speed though. Okay, started pretty straight.
Yeah, kind of came out online and then took a left turn, kind of as expected.
Kind of what we expected there.
Yeah.
There's
so
a little 3 down attack angle from you. I haven't seen
there you go.
in a
That might
while.
be stiff body too, but and that's something that you're going to see a lot of in a draw driver. Weights in the heel, so heavier heel, lighter toe shuts the face.
The turnover.
Which explains why that one turned.
Yeah. All right, let's see one more there.
That one I tried to somewhat hold open a bit just to keep it from turning.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's solid.
Yeah, good ball speed.
Yeah, that's me like steering it to try and keep it out there.
Yeah. So it's just, and it's spinning a little bit too,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, your launch being fairly low, we don't want crazy low spin, but that's a little bit too much. And honestly, on those last 2, almost identical numbers there. Obviously, one was hit a little bit harder, but you can see like this version is going to be on the left side of the fairway here. Which again, if you're someone who does struggle with a bit of a fade, this is something that you can definitely play and obviously still get great numbers and still get good ball speeds and all that stuff. But it's going to help you draw more, right? So
this ain't for me. This one, it's a good driver, just not in my hands.
yeah, that's all right. So
We kind of knew that. I mean, there are times when you do have that happy accident.
Yeah, like you've had that a few times.
Yeah,
right? Like there's been a couple of drivers that shouldn't, in theory, work for you that do.
Yep. Sometimes if you marry the right shaft with the right head, there's modifications you can make that do change how it performs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, it didn't look bad, but when I see the ball coming out and turning left right away,
Yeah, you're done. And those are good swings too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
they
I
weren't
think
bad at all.
They were solid. So
Yeah.
okay, so we're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I hit the screen, I didn't miss and like hit the net or anything. So that's
I got to give you credit for that.
That's
That
a
was
bonus.
2 in a row. Yeah. So we're gonna move to the obvious second option here, which is the Max. So still a more forgiving head, just obviously not as much weight packed into the heel here. So this should straighten things out. I still find like it is still fairly easy to draw this driver, but it's not just a draw driver. So, all right, so we're gonna try with the same shaft here, see what we get.
Well, another thing to note, good golf balls, that's really important in a fitting,
Absolutely.
right? I'm a low spin guy generally, so we use the Titleist RCT balls. They're great with TrackMan. They were designed for it. Makes it much more accurate.
Way more accurate. Yeah. Right. Like,
and this is Pro V1X to get up in
raise
the
your
air a bit
launch,
more.
raise your spin a little bit. Yeah. All right, let's try this guy here.
Okay.
So how does this one look when you set it down?
Yeah, it sits a bit flatter, which I like.
It does. Yeah.
Face is a little more square, less closed than the D.
Yeah.
So this is the Max.
This is the Max. Yeah. So, 460 head, quite forgiving. A little spinnier, but let's just see what we get.
Whoa.
Okay. A little
Yeah,
necky, maybe.
very low on the face there.
Okay. It's a little necky there.
Yeah, not my best swing.
That's okay. So that's where that excess spin comes from. Because when you do hit it low on the face, you hit it in that heel section, it's going to spin more and you're going to sacrifice distance. Usually They don't go crazy on you, but they definitely, you lose a lot of yardage. Sometimes still find the fairway, but all right, let's see one more like that. That was a good swing.
Yeah, that was solid.
You launched that one nice and high too.
Yeah. So
Pretty.
So my issue there is I hit that one good. That was a good swing.
Yeah.
And it turned left. So if I make a good swing and I look up and I see it go left,
Yeah.
the driver's out. There's no way.
So
Can't
so
play.
that was close to 20 yards of draw there, right? So, I mean, again, good numbers. His carry went up a couple of yards, 276, 302 total. Better spin rates and better launch there. But obviously we know Matt does not like seeing it turn left.
Like there's a lot of people that would hit that and be ecstatic.
Yeah.
Because maybe they struggle with a fade or whatnot. They want it
sure.
to turn over.
Yeah.
When I make a bad swing and it goes sideways, okay. When I make a good one and it goes left,
Yeah. So, okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah,
So,
not for me.
but again,
Good driver, just
yeah.
not for me.
Yeah. So we find, like, obviously for someone who is unlike Matt, who wants to see it kind of fall left, this is a great forgiving option as well.
That you could. It's less draw bias than the D.
For sure. We
So
noticed.
so you can fade it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And like if we look at too, like dispersion on the D was a little more left. Like we'll ignore that Healy one that you hit.
Sure.
But that was 50 feet left of the line, which isn't bad, but you'd have to start pushing it out to the right to get that to hit the fairway. And the other one was 60, right? So another couple of yards of draw on that,
Yeah.
a little more turn.
Well, it's good that the driver's actually doing what they say it should.
Yeah.
The draw version goes further left, which is the most draw. And
Yep.
Makes sense. So.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to move into the obvious next one too, is the Max LS. So
Okay.
this is a more fade bias driver. Obviously, Triple Diamond being more fade bias, just with the head shape and with the center of gravity. But this one is still fairly low spinning, and it should kind of straighten things out a little bit for Matt as
So
well.
we should see, because again, when you're looking at TrackMan, spin rate being $3,000 there, that's a
Yeah,
bit high.
a little bit high,
But that takes into account backspin and side spin.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see the numbers drop a bit because there will be less side spin turning it left.
Exactly. So we should see that.
Okay, so same shaft.
Same shaft. Yeah. So we'll keep it there for now.
Yeah, so this face looks nicer to me.
'Kay.
Because it looks a little open.
Yeah, this is kind of more something that I think you would play.
Yeah.
And this is something that, like, if I was fitting you and you just walk in the door, I would definitely have you try this, right?
Sure.
So,
Okay, you ready for me?
Yep, let's see it.
I was a little bit healed,
Okay.
but so
You're good. Look,
that's better news for me because I healed it and kind of felt the face. It was like a heel hook, felt the face shut.
Okay.
But it didn't go wild left.
No,
So
I-
right away it's like, okay, a miss that's still on the planet.
Exactly. So 10 yards of draw, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So significantly less. And obviously there's your spin rate, right? So that was 1900. So
The shaft feels pretty good too. so.
it's, yeah, you know, a little higher launching than the white, which we'll try for sure, which for
Okay.
you, I think is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But you can see, like, definitely a less curvature to the left there. So
Yeah.
still, can he draw it? Yes. And that's where, when we say fade bias driver, don't think that, oh, I can't ever draw it. It just helps you not hook it if you are a drawer of the golf ball. And as you hear Matt said, like, oh, I felt like the face kind of turned over there. But when we look up, we look at the results and go, you know what? It wasn't not going to hurt you.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible.
No. So
It
carry down a
definitely
little
playable.
bit, but total was up a
Yeah.
fraction too. So
Okay.
let's do one more ball speed. I think you got more in you than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't quite catch it all.
Gotcha, yeah.
So
Good efficiency for a miss hit. That was hit hard.
yeah, that was pounded.
Yeah.
So okay, great. So I really tried to kind of keep the handle ahead of it and fade it.
Yeah.
That's awesome that it turned
Yeah.
right.
Great ball. Like, again, good ball speed, right?
Yeah.
So good efficiency. And for some, like, for you to be hitting down on it one and getting 2200 spin, 2300, that's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, normally I'd like to be a little bit more neutral or
Yeah.
a little up at it.
Yeah, and I
but-
think that's where your launch angle will go up a fraction if you do get those numbers for you.
Yeah.
But again, like, little flatter flight there that runs a long way, right? It runs 35 yards.
So something that people notice here, looking at the screen, if they see this white center line and see the ball looks like it's dead right.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I can tee it up on the right side of the tee block, aim at the left side of the fairway,
Yeah, play that
and then cut it back. So the fairway essentially, instead of trying to hit it dead straight,
Yeah.
aim up the left side, cut it back. It makes the fairway wider.
Yeah.
And it's predictable. So if I can hit it like that, it might not look pretty here. That's exactly what I want it to do.
No, and I would agree. And I think, like, for you in your mind's eye inside here, your fairway is right of this center line,
Yeah.
right? Like, so anything left of it in your mind, that's the rough, right? That's in
big time.
not in a good spot. So 66 feet right of it, 20 yards right of the line, not bad at all, right? With 10 yards of fade, just kind of a push there.
Give you
But
one
that was
more
solid.
with this?
Yeah, let's see one more with that guy. That was really good. Let's see it.
One thing I do like, so I like the crown's matte,
Yeah.
like the way they painted it. So it's still kind of funky with the carbon and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the matte looks kind of neat.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot from people
Yeah.
that I've fit in the last few weeks. They really like the shape and the look of this driver.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fan favorite. Good swing, man.
Yeah, so
Really
that's,
good.
again, I tried to put some speed into it.
Really
Love
good.
it.
Yeah, see-
So again, the push fade, I love that.
Yeah. See, and if you know what, and again, if you're in a fitting with a fitter, and you tell them that you that's the shape you like. Like if I look at that and said, okay, well, if I didn't know you, I would think, okay, we got to move that line to the center. But I know you, and you love that shape, and that's what you're comfortable with.
Because I'll find fairways all day like that, even though here it doesn't look it, because I'm aimed dead on the center line.
Exactly.
On the golf course, I'm aiming at the left side of the fairway and just push cutting it all day long. So that's like
really
by
good.
far the
No,
leader.
And I think, like, again, like, I can't, it's a ball speed machine, this thing, right? Like, it's coming, everything, even when you've missed one, it's dropped down to 147, which is really good. Right?
Yeah,
So
getting a lot out of it, huh?
yeah, you're in that mid 160s ball speed with this thing, right? So we saw that first one that drew just a fraction.
And that was a bad swing.
Yeah, right. And efficiency averaging 148, 165 ball speed. Again, I've talked to you a lot. That's your number.
Yeah,
270
that's
carry.
offense.
Exactly.
Carry trouble.
Right, with 2100 spin. So it's in a good place too. It's not super, super low that it's going to go wild on them. So that's definitely a good option and decent launch with good height. So
Sweet.
We're going to compare that with the triple diamond here now, right? So obviously a different shape. In theory, it should fit your eye even better.
So this one is, the triple diamond is more fade bias.
It is, yeah. So it's definitely, I think the biggest change you'll see here is a difference in head shape, right?
Okay.
It's definitely a taller crown. It's not as far back. So the center of gravity a little more forwards. You've got an option to change the weight in this one as well, which is nice. So you can bump up the weight in the front portion of this to lower your spin or lower your launch. But we know with Matt, that's not a bad idea to keep that up.
Yeah,
so,
try and get the ball up in the air.
Yeah.
So, and that is, again, we're testing everything with stock shafts.
Yeah.
So nothing here would be an upgrade.
Yeah. So everything is
A lot of the, this one sits very flat.
it's
I
very
love
flat.
it.
Yeah.
A lot of the, again, manufacturers have come a long way with, they do a great job with the heads, but years ago they didn't offer great shafts. Now they're doing both. So there's most often very high-end shafts that come with it. Yeah. Drivers aren't cheap. No golf clubs are cheap.
No.
So you may as well have something that's good and fits you. So.
Absolutely. So
Yes, this head looks a little smaller too.
it is a little smaller.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so a little different shape too. You'll notice, right? It's not as long. It's definitely a taller face.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this guy. So we've got a pretty good contender in the Max LS.
Yeah, that one I really liked it. It was good.
That was really good. So let's see if we can't beat it with this guy. Yeah, it sounded a little different.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Okay, that was interesting. I didn't think I turned it over. Again, it's not like it turned over a ton.
Yeah. So this is something I always check too as a fitter. TrackMan has this internal camera, and I always check the strike location just to confirm things, so we know that that was a little inside.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's where typically outside with the bulge and roll of those faces, you'd get a little cut, right?
Okay.
Rather than that.
Then seeing it turn over.
Exactly. So again, spin was good, launch was good, ball
like
speed
it came out the
really
window.
good. Yeah, it started right where we wanted.
I'll give you another one.
Yeah, let's see it. We'll call that a really good miss, though. 277 carry.
Yeah, I mean it's coming out hot.
Yeah. Good swing. That was really good.
Felt solid.
That was really good.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the push fade. I just
So
wanted to go out there.
It's interesting. So we saw a little more launch with that guy, right? So, and I look at that and think, okay, sure, it spun a little bit more at 2,800, but for me, I actually don't mind seeing you spin it a little bit more because you're going to get a little bit more height out of it, right?
Okay.
And a little more carry. Like we lost 5 yards of total there, but we gained 5 or 6 yards in the air, which I think for a player of your caliber is important.
Yeah, I'd rather fly it a little further, right?
Exactly.
Carrying the bunker,
Yeah.
Like we talk about, carry distance is really king. because that's how you map out how you're going to play a hole.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
you might have firm fairways, soft fairways. I want to know how far I carry it and then adjust that.
And how it bounces is out of your control to a certain degree, right? Obviously. Again, don't mind that at all. I think like if we look at kind of those two dispersions, you got a little lower flight out of the Max LS.
Yeah, which is surprising. I figured the triple diamond would actually come out lower, but I hit it higher.
Which is good. So I mean, like similar, like definitely more height there. Launches up a fraction, about 1.5 degrees, which is nice. You saw about 7 yards of carry on that. Yeah. Which again, you're losing 5 yards of total, but I think that's something that we could play around with and make work. Because again, ball speeds are really good. Both identical at 164.9.
Yeah, it feels really solid off the face. They did a good job.
Good. Very, very similar.
This is my first time hitting these things.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. So, all right, you want to give me one more with that guy? And I want to pop a different shaft in there and see if we can't improve on that at all. But that was pretty good. So we'll see if you can't hit that shape that you're comfortable with too again.
I want to see it fade.
That little fade.
And just, again, something to note, normally in a fitting, we're kind of fast tracking it because you're going to be bored watching me hit golf balls.
Who would be bored watching you?
Who gets bored? But generally, you know, this will move somewhat at this pace. But you hit more shots because the more data, the better. And then what ends up happening with a lot of people is we see that they start to slow down as they get tired.
For sure.
And generally that's when we'll try and
there's a bit of a bell curve,
down,
because people start slower, and that's why I always get them to hit their own clubs again, just to see once they're warm and once they're loose, see the real change rather than just give them 5 warm-up swings and then say, hey, you're better with everything else, which...
And that is something to note, right? A good way to make sure that your fitting is going well and that you're getting something better.
Yes.
Test your original equipment.
Go back, absolutely. Because you could just be in a groove with your golf swing, right? And that's where, like, I mean, a golf club can help you do that, which is why you might switch into something because you feel like you make a better swing with it. But it's definitely something that happens. So, all right, let's see one. That sounded really good.
Yeah, that was nuked.
Yeah,
awesome. This thing's really awesome.
Yeah, so again, you're spinning it a fraction more. So
interesting.
Just gonna check and see.
It's pretty level on it.
It's good though. No,
it feels solid. I like it.
It sounds really good.
Yeah.
It sounds a little different. So we are spinning it a fraction more. I mean, launch is down a bit.
So for me though, being able to spin it more might actually be a good thing because normally I hit knuckleballs that fall out of the sky.
Exactly. So that's not a bad thing at all. And again, ball speed good, efficiency very good. So
you want to play with this?
We'll pop something different in there. Yeah, we'll go to the Tennessee White. So in theory, it should be a little lower launching, which you launch most stuff around that 8.5 to 10.5,
pretty low.
No matter what. So we'll see just if you feel a little bit more stability with this. And see.
I mean, if I could get my speed up 4 or 5 more miles an hour, then launching it at that wouldn't be a problem.
No, exactly. So, all right, let's see. So we are gonna go back to the Max LS too because that seemed to be
those two heads are definitely the most comfortable.
Yeah. Do you feel like this one? Does it feel better? The triple diamond.
I feel like I can go at it harder. Without worrying about it turning over.
That's a good thing to have.
Just because it sits flatter.
Yeah.
So I can kind of freewheel.
Okay, that's good. Because again, we want to give you, like, if we're getting good numbers out of both of them, but you feel like you can you've got more options with that, then that's definitely not a bad
I feel
idea
more
at all.
head weight as well now with the shaft.
So balance point could be a little lower, absolutely. Check that for sure.
Okay.
All right, let's try this guy here. Tennessee White. Okay, so
that came out head high.
Definitely came out lower.
So definitely the balance point feeling like it's somewhere more head heavy.
Yeah.
That took some adjusting. Let me give you another one, but
and it forced you. Look, you struck it low on the face. Right? Still great shape, but spin was up a ton.
I did not like that feel.
Okay,
I'll give you one more, but if the shaft feels like that again, let's not waste our time. I don't like the feel.
Okay. No, that's good to know. All right, give me one more here. You're trying hard.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, like, that's flying okay, but it's nope.
Okay, good.
Nope.
No. Okay, good. All right, so let's see here.
So you know what it is? It's because where the weight has changed, when I take it back, it's too heavy, and it feels like it's stuck behind me.
Okay, that's good to know. And then you're kind of, you're releasing or doing something.
I'm flinging my hands, otherwise it's going to go dead right.
Okay, that's
so
good
it's like,
it's so, and again,
it's that marriage between feeling it soft enough in the hands that it's going to work with me.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And that's where like sometimes I can see you struggling with swings without like, or anybody that's getting fit, right? You can tell they're kind of laboring to try and make it work. And I think giving that feedback is huge, right? Like knowing that, okay, you know what, it doesn't feel how I want it to feel.
Yeah, and that's a big thing we've talked about. Don't make the clubs work for you. Exactly. Swing. Let your fitter build the equipment that fits you. So whether you're a scratch golfer or a 30 handicapper, if you're swinging something, say this just doesn't feel right.
Absolutely.
That matters. So make sure you say it.
No, and I'll harp on it, right? Because it's really important. It's extremely important. It could be the reason why you get a better experience, better fitting. So okay. So this is the Aldila Rogue. So again, low launch. It's counterbalanced somewhat.
Yeah, the balance point feels a little higher. Like when I say that, the head doesn't feel quite as heavy.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, we'll check all that as well. Let's see. Okay, so that was a different golf swing there.
I don't even know. Ooh.
Interesting. So give me one more, because I think I was just getting used to that.
Yeah, it feels very different.
Just looked a little different from my point of view here too.
So again, let me give you another one, but it feels to me, let me hit another one, but it feels a little too tight in the hands.
Okay.
When it feels too tight in the hands, I fling it.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just goes bad. Okay. So, and that
There's
was
a good
bad.
example of it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see another one here. That's pretty solid. You went at that one.
Yeah, I was trying to give it a little bit more.
Okay, not bad, a little spinny.
Yeah, so what I feel with this is that, and this is actually a great illustration of the way people react to equipment.
Absolutely.
So the 10C Blue felt nice and soft in my hands, so I could kind of hold my hands and just swing. Mm-hmm. The white and the Rogue here both felt a little too boardy.
Yeah.
And when I don't feel the shaft working in my hands, or when it feels too tight, I do this to try and make it go.
Yeah, you're not just letting it happen. Yeah.
So what happened there was I said, okay, in order to really make the shaft load and feel like it's working, I have to swing hard.
Yeah.
Which I did.
You did. You swung a little faster.
But it would be wild and it's spinny and
too much effort.
It's
too much effort.
Yeah, it's just not the one.
No, that's all right. And again, that's where like if someone had kind of more of an aggressive transition than you do, they might like that tightness in the handle, right?
Sure. Yeah, faster guys want it to be more stable. You never know, right? Like
absolutely.
If you swing like Ernie Els, you can play regular flex even though he's still plenty fast.
That old fable. Yeah, everyone always said that. All right, so we're gonna go to Even Flow here. So again, all stock products from Callaway that are offered in their driver. So we have access to some of the older model shafts as well. So, but they still offer them. If you talk to your fitter, they still have a laundry list of shafts that they can order for you.
And that is something to note. The old shafts don't go bad. There are a lot of very, very good older shafts.
Absolutely, absolutely. So. All right, so we're gonna try the Even Flow. So this is heavy, right? So this thing is fairly heavy for you, 75 gram. Okay. And we'll kind of see, because this is definitely a different profile of the 10C Blue. So we're gonna see kind of what we get and what our reaction is to this. So this is the Even Flow, 75X.
Okay.
You can feel a little more weight in this, obviously.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah. So we'll watch that club head speed too and see if that starts to change on us. Good swing, a little higher on the face.
Yeah, that was a bit scoopy.
Yeah, you don't normally catch it high on the face, but not a bad result. Again, just spinning, right?
Spinning.
So carries where we want it.
It didn't feel bad.
Totals down a bit. Yeah, height's up because of the spin rate. Launch is decent at 10.9 there.
But again, that's too much spin, right?
Yeah, for you, I think like, again, we said a little higher is not bad. We were talking 26, 27, 28.
Yeah.
33 or 34 is a little too much.
Especially if we're into a breeze, it's just going to stand up and go nowhere.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, and your land angle is quite steep there, so you're not going to get a ton of rollout.
I like that shape, though.
It was lovely, yeah. Good speed, too. That was a good golf swing.
So I turned really hard on that one to try and keep moving. Again, I love the shape.
That was gorgeous.
That wasn't bad.
That's a competitor. I mean, like, that's your furthest carry, your best ball speed.
Yeah.
That was a really good golf swing too. Sorry, the coach in me is coming out. I watched it from here. That was really good. 2,600 spin. There's our number, right? So 105 feet. Again, launch is good at 11 there. So, and you didn't lose any speed. You actually gained a little bit of head speed, and your efficiency is still quite good. So
Yeah, it feels okay. So it's heavier. My complaint would be it still feels pretty tight up here.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Compared to the blue, but not bad.
Yeah, we're getting that. And again, like in theory, if we go stiffer, it should be less likely to hook on you and, and all those things. So let's just see one more here. Good swing.
Yeah, a hair high on the face, but,
but
hopefully that's a knuckleball.
So I've played a lot of golf with you. That's a good miss for you, is high on the face.
That's thumped.
That's very good. That's one of your best ball speeds I've seen out of you for a while. See, and this is where like
surprising that this is actually performing.
Yeah. See, and that's where like again, I know these heads are very, very hot. Callaway's done a fantastic job with the look, and obviously performance is king in here. And they're very, very hot heads, and obviously results are quite good there. Like that's your best of the day for sure.
Yeah. So the again, what I love, yes, it's coming off fast, it's launching high, the spin is great, but it's coming out and falling right.
Yeah, yeah. We're not seeing as much like push on that, right?
Yeah.
So it's 19 feet of curvature, and again, like your path is being is in a better place too. Yeah. And I think like again, to see 3 in a row where your ball speeds are as fast or fastest of the day is always really nice to see. And again, that's where like in theory, I look at this and think a little heavier, but you're not losing head speed, right? So that's where in theory you should get a little bit more stability out of something like that.
Should I try and just like full rip one, see if it goes wild? Let's see.
Let's see it, absolutely. So par 5 scramble swing here.
Yeah, okay, we're playing a scramble and we've already got 3 in the fairway. And I'm just trying to hit a home run.
Absolutely. So let's see, because I think like it's not something that you're going to do all the time, but when you want to do it, you want to know that you can do it, right? Yeah. It's important because we know those smooth swings you're getting a lot out of it. So let's see if we can't go a little harder at it. Oh, I love that launch too.
That came out hot.
Forever.
So that's 100 and almost 17, 116.
That's
I'm rounding up and adding one.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's really good. So that's again, I watch you hit a lot of shots. Your head speed increased. Your efficiency went down a point, which is to be expected.
I didn't quite catch it square.
Yeah, but your ball speed nearing 170 is very good. And like, man, 291. Remember when we talked about 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
270 is your number. If you can air one out and carry it 292 on the fly, that's a huge advantage.
Well, but for me, it took the same shape.
Yes. Exactly.
So if it went low left, then I'd be like, okay, forget it, or even high left.
Yeah.
I sped up and the shape stayed the same.
Yeah, and your launch went up, which is like, for me, that's huge.
This is really, really good.
Very good, yeah. Like we test a lot of product together, and like I'm impressed, you're impressed.
Yeah.
And I think again,
it's a bloody cannon, and I can just rip at it, and it just keeps going the same direction.
Yeah, right. Like
this is awesome,
man. If you can, I look at 292 carry. If your average, let's say, is 305, and your carry's 275, that's great. And then when you get to a par 5 where you have to carry that bunker, or you're a little downwind, and you can still do this without fear of it going wild. Yeah, that's a big advantage, right? Like that's where instead of just not losing shots with driver, you can really gain shots over your opponent. So
this is
really good. Okay.
So
I want to test
this is the winner
for sure. It seems that way. But let's just to confirm that, let's throw that shaft back in the Max LS. That also showed some promise.
Yeah. Okay.
Instead of the triple dime here, because like I mean, dispersion's as good as I've seen it for you.
Yeah, I'm getting all excited, but there's still a process. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So when you're getting fitted, don't fall in love right away.
Yeah.
Try them all.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest. I was
just guilty of it. Right there. Okay.
And I think so. We know that this is obviously kind of the leader in the clubhouse, let's say, and if we can get a little bit more out of this, then it could even be better. But it's gonna be tough to beat. Well,
that's going to be really tough to beat, man.
So we're going to do a couple of the same things. So I want you to make a couple of swings, and then really if it is going well, we're going to hit one harder again and see if that does do what you expect it to. But 282 carry is really, really solid. All right, so this is back to the Max LS. Okay. So again, you like the shape of this one.
Yeah.
Like the look. It sounds a little different than the triple diamond, I noticed.
We can always tweak that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got a little special tool for that.
Okay.
Just remind everybody that's kind of what we're trying to beat, right? 2,700 spin, 282 carry, 304, 167 ball speed. So let's see it. And that's what
People are going to think I'm long if they see this. Like, wow, Matt really hits it.
Yeah, they're not going to feel bad for you when I beat you in the long drive contest because you can actually get it out there pretty good.
Well, at least I'm not getting humiliated. I mean, okay.
All right, let's see it. Okay, so it definitely comes out lower.
That's so weird. I mean, it's the same shape, which I like, but I mean, that came out head high.
Yeah, your ball speed's fantastic. I mean, part of it is because you're delivering a little less loft to that thing.
Yeah, we talked about that in another episode, and I know everybody's watching every episode, but we talked about the lower you launch it, the higher the ball speed will be.
Yeah.
In theory, the highest ball speed is great, but when you start launching it too low, you're basically the ball's going to come out really low, really hot, and then just fall out of the sky and go nowhere.
There's a great example, right? 260 carry versus 282.
Yeah.
Right? And 3 yards shorter in total, but that's because that ran out 40 and a half yards, which...
And people need to be cautious of that, right? It carried 260. People go, oh, it went 300. No, it didn't.
No.
It carried 260. On a soft day, it went 265.
Up any sort of hill.
Right, up any hill, over a bunker, it's now in the bunker. Like, all of those things matter.
Exactly.
Worry about carry.
Yeah, big deal there. So, okay, so let's see one more here. It's definitely a lower flight out of that guy. That's
I'm surprised it comes out so much lower.
It's gorgeous, though, the flight, like, really good shape. There you go.
I was really trying to give it some speed.
Okay, again. There's
It's pretty good.
Launch. Yeah. So, okay,
the other one's better.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you saying pretty good makes me think that, you know, and I mean, again, like as a fitter, I look at these two numbers and think like, yeah, a little bit more height for you, and I know your game pretty well, is important, right? Ball speed's down a little bit, your carry's up a ton, because part of it is you did have that one that carried at 292, which was in there, so we can't really take that out. And you can see, like, this is a great example. See how Matt's hit 2 or 3 with each driver? And to be fair, you've hit it quite well today.
Yeah,
so,
not bad. Moving okay. Yeah.
But in a typical fitting with the average customer, we might hit 5 or 6 just to confirm. Maybe we make a couple of adjustments. We know Matt's specs pretty well. I know what loft he's going to want to play. I know kind of what setup he's going to have. But in a fitting, we have to determine all that stuff, and then we can start to do what we're doing right here, right? And Matt's doing a very good job of making the same swing every time, and getting kind of
awesome.
like those are honestly, again, if I look at those numbers, land angle very, very good with, even with a higher flight with the triple diamond, land angle is good. So you are going to get run, right? Like it's not like, again, right now in Canada, it's cold and rainy.
Yeah, it goes nowhere.
It's going to snow today. So, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere, but this is a driver that for sure you can play any time of the year, right? If it's the middle of summer and it's carrying, or it's dry, carrying it a little further is just going to give you more run out. That's a really good option, Matt. Really good. I like that. And I think for you...
So you agree it's the triple diamond head?
I would agree.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think like...
It's exciting.
Yeah. And I think that extra bit of spin protects you because, like, again, I've played with you. If you spin one up and you lose 15 yards, it's not the reason why you play poorly, right? Mm-hmm. You can handle those misses. It's the ones that go left and it's the ones that do something funky that get into your head and make you think that, oh, I've got to now change what I'm doing out there. So really good, right? And if we look at kind of... Again, we'll pull out all of them here. We can show them all.
Yeah.
Right, so there's the one that we're currently hitting. Right, well, yeah, that's pretty good though. Obviously, there's some warm-up wedges and stuff like that in there, but you can see this guy here, one left, couple right, fairly good. And then we saw with the triple diamond that all of them are in the same ballpark.
Yeah, that makes me happy. They're all right at the line.
They're all in your fairway.
I tee it up on the right side of the block. I aim at the left side of the fairway.
Yeah.
If I hit it straight, I'm in the fairway.
Absolutely.
If I cut it, I'm in the center of the fairway. Anyway.
Absolutely.
So it's,
No, that's fantastic. And again, so we know that chances are for Callaway, this is going to be, I mean, could you play both of them? I would argue that you could, but there's a preference there. And if you're going to pick a driver, it's going to be...
Well, if the triple diamond wasn't available, I would have been really excited about the Max LS. It's
yeah.
just comparing it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So again, that's where Max LS in theory might be a fraction more forgiving. Forgiveness is relative, right? Because for Matt, the forgiveness is not how he strikes it, it's where he hits it, right? So actually giving him something that if he does miss-hit it and it goes a little straighter but he loses yardage is a better thing for you, right? Because I think direction is the most important thing out of your driving. But very good. No, I love that.
Beauty.
Great shape. You did a fantastic job.
So we got two down.
Yeah.
2 drivers done.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun head-to-head. And,
Yeah,
you
it'll
know,
be good. I think Mizuno, obviously, I think for you is a great option as
Yeah.
well. We know that you've played it in the past, so that's obviously going to be something that we look at.
Yeah.
Titleist is something that's new for you. You have definitely not
as
played a lot
comfortable
of
with their
Titleist
heads. We'll
drivers.
give it a try. We'll see what we
Exactly,
get.
exactly.
Should
And
be
I
fun.
think, and we'll comparing it to this, we'll have a good benchmark to kind of compete with because that's quite good. And Ping was quite good as well. So
Yeah. Very, again, stable, right?
yeah,
So.
yeah. So well done. Really
Beauty.
good, really good job, man.
Okay, I didn't hurt myself, so that's a win.